All right, good morning, everybody. We are leaving Cleveland and we are headed up to Toronto today. The plan is right now to go grab some breakfast from a little bakery that I got tipped off to. It's supposed to be really good. And then we're going to head up through Buffalo. So we're going to at least stop in Buffalo to eat some wings. Because there's a place in Portland that has like modeled themselves after, I want to say it's Anchor, the like original buffalo wing people. So I want to go check it out. So I stopped for a quick lunch at Anchor Bar, which is home of the original buffalo wing. And, you know, this is my first time in Buffalo, so it's sort of a must-do on my list. I got the original wings, but I think next time I would go for hot just to add a little bit more spice. But overall, very solid wings. And of course, they had a ton of motorcycle stuff up in the rafters. And after that quick bite to eat, we were back on the road because it was time to cross the border. I decided that it would be better to just try and get across as soon as I could. That way, if I ran into any issues or needed to do a random COVID test or something like that, I would have plenty of time to get it done. And it turned out it was actually no big deal at all. The guy just waved me through. Sort of confused why I'd be coming all the way to Canada to see the Blue Jays play, but otherwise, no issues at all. And so got to stop real quick and flip the bike into kilometers an hour, and we were on our way. Welcome to Canada. I was having a really hard time finding a hotel room in Toronto for that night, so I stayed just outside of Toronto by like an hour, and the next morning I would figure out why. After a good night's sleep, I grabbed myself some Canadian Dunkin' Donuts and hopped back on the bike for that last hour into Toronto. And let me tell you, did I ever stumble onto a scene. Because all of Toronto was basically shut down for Toronto Pride. This was the first Pride festival they've had since COVID, and the place was packed. I will tell you, this parade went on for 4 hours, and the festivities ran all day long. It was such a zoo. People are having so much fun. It was really amazing. And so after a couple hours of hanging out at the Pride Parade, I wanted to go see a little bit more of Toronto, and I wandered down to the NHL Hall of Fame. This is a really fun museum in the basement of a mall, but they've got some activities, and you can even like shoot against an NHL goalie. And it's really nice of them to keep a copy of the Stanley Cup here, because people in Toronto are never going to get this close to the real one. And after that, I just spent the rest of the afternoon kind of wandering around on the water, got some food, and just really enjoyed what turned out to be a nice down day here in Toronto. Day 36 dawned, and it was game day. Rogers Centre is right smack dab in the heart of downtown Toronto, and it's a little convoluted to walk there, but it's very, very convenient for everything else in the city. It was built in 1989, and while it is sort of getting a little long in the tooth in my opinion, it still boasts some of the best city views in all of Major League Baseball. You can even rent hotel rooms in the outfield to look down onto the field, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, while it's not like a beautiful modern stadium like some of the other ones, it's really convenient to a great city and a fun place to come watch a baseball game. A very enjoyable night indeed. That wraps up our time here in Toronto. Tomorrow morning we have to get back on the bike and head back into the good old US of A. So definitely stay tuned for that one. We'll see you next time.